up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7. IMF urges SVG government to reconsider VAT reduction and other key campaign promises. Barbados and Venezuela deepen bilateral ties in key sectors. UN Security Council deadlock as Strait of Hormuz, a crisis deepens. And in sports, Nikola Jokic, a triple-double, draws Denver into contention in NBA. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7. Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Tuesday, April 28, 2026. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has outlined several fiscal measures that it says the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines should continue, while expressing reservations about some proposals, including a value-added tax VAT reduction put forward by the new NDP administration. Speaking at a news conference today alongside the IMF team and Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday, IMF Chief of Mission Sergei Antoshin said the country remains in debt distress and requires continued fiscal discipline. Antoshin stated that the standard VAT rate should not be reduced. However, he suggested that the special VAT rate applied to the tourism sector should be aligned with the standard rate as part of broader tax reform efforts.
There is no room to lower the VAT standard rate. Instead, the special rate for tourism should be brought in line with the standard rate. Staff welcomes the authorities' ongoing work on extending VAT to digital and remote services, reforms of real property taxation, and progress with tax administration and collection, with emphasis on digitalization with continued support from CARTAC. An updated and enacted fiscal responsibility framework would help guide the fiscal consolidation. Staff welcomes the government's commitment to reactivate the framework and has closely engaged with the authorities to help redesign and recalibrate the fiscal rule, focusing on options aligned with the proposed active policy scenario.
Antoshin also welcomed government initiatives aimed at debt reduction, but cautioned that any proposed citizenship by investment program should be strictly directed toward reducing national debt.
A citizenship by investment program planned by the government could modestly increase fiscal revenue, but carries risks and needs to be designed carefully. The goal of the program would be to maximize fiscal revenue. The optimal design of the program is a single donation or fund option, while an investment or real estate route is strongly discouraged. CBI revenue should be used solely for debt reduction. The implementation of the 2024 pension reform is ongoing. The reform, consistent with fund advice, is projected to prolong the lifetime of the pension fund by 25 years to 2060.
Additionally, the IMF Chief of Mission expressed reservations about the establishment of a National Development Bank, noting concerns about its potential fiscal implications.
The team shares the authorities' financial development goals and agrees that bank credit to households and microfirms has been insufficient. However, the establishment of a new National Development Bank is not recommended given high fiscal risks and regional experience. The proposed bank would entail upfront capitalization and ongoing fiscal costs, which would be inconsistent with needed fiscal consolidation efforts and could create additional contingent liabilities. Instead, policy efforts should focus on strengthening existing credit intermediation channels.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday described the discussions with the IMF team as detailed and constructive. He said the government welcomed the recommendations and remains committed to working towards reducing the country's debt burden and strengthening economic stability.
We are aware of the challenges in the current situation with the high oil prices that are an additional shock that we must deal with. as we are still recovering from the natural disasters that struck our country in the last few years. However, all of those things still do not obviate or relieve us of the responsibility of dealing with the problems as they arise. So we have committed that we will move towards a rules-based fiscal framework, one that has a statutory basis, that is transparent, is accountable, and to do so, it is important that we signal that we have this commitment to change course. I mean, you've said that very clearly in your remarks.
The IMF staff team held discussions with authorities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other counterparts from April 21st to 28th as part of the 2026 Article 4 consultation. Further details from the report are expected in a subsequent newscast. In other local news now, we hear that member states of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, must be prepared to navigate increasingly turbulent global conditions or risk the erosion of their sovereignty. This warning came from Fitzgerald Bramble, SVG's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Diaspora Affairs, who chaired the 9th Council of Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the OECS on Monday at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites at Diamond. Minister Bramble told his OECS colleagues and other participants that the international order, which has shaped the conduct of states for much of the past 8 decades, is now under strain in ways that would have seemed inconceivable just a generation ago.
We are witnessing the return of great power rivalry, the weaponization of trade and energy, the erosion of multilateral norms, and the deepening of climate emergency that strikes at the very existential foundation of small states such as the ones in the OECS. The Middle East remains an area of devastating conflict with direct implications for global energy prices and supply chains. Hemispheric relations are being worryingly reconfigured with consequences that reach into the daily lives of our people. The situations in Cuba and Haiti are not distant news for the Eastern Caribbean states. They are lived realities that test our solidarity, our governance, and our humanity.
Minister Bramble stressed that in such an environment, no member state can successfully navigate these challenges in isolation, underscoring the importance of regional cooperation.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with a population of just over 110,000 people, cannot project itself merely through size, but we can project development through coherence, through solidarity, and through the disciplined collective use of our voice in international forums. The OECS does not merely respond to history. We are here to help shape it. That is the irreplaceable value of this organization and of this council.
The Foreign Affairs Minister also urged his colleagues to ensure that their decisions do not remain as mere entries in reports, but are translated into tangible action. He emphasized that accountability is the bedrock of institutional credibility, which he described as the currency of small states. And Global Affairs Canada said it remains committed to supporting women entrepreneurs and is encouraged by programs proposed by the government of SVG to benefit various groups, including women. Speaking at the launch of GREAT in SVG yesterday, Second Secretary at the High Commission in Barbados, Tai Truong Nguyen, said the initiative is of particular interest because it will explore export opportunities, including access to the Canadian market.
Canada remains a reliable trading partner for the Caribbean, and initiatives such as CaribCan continue to offer meaningful opportunities for Caribbean exporters. We recognize St. Vincent and the Grenadines' efforts to deepen business and investment ties with Canada through its diaspora. And we also see GRIT as a practical way to operationalize this agenda by connecting women-led MSMEs with diaspora and community, unlocking patient capital, business mentorship, and export opportunities that turn diaspora ties into tangible economic outcomes that are mutually beneficial.
Nunchin added that the program offered by GRIT is designed to meet the needs of women and help grow their businesses.
We know that there are still persistent barriers like access to finance, access to new export markets, business networks, and tailored skills development. We recognize that for many women entrepreneurs, building a business often means doing it alongside family responsibilities, limited time, and real financial risk, and that resilience is not theoretical, but lived. This is exactly where GRIT adds value. Through targeted technical assistance, capacity building, and market linkage support, GRIT will help businesses in St. Vincent and the Grenadines become more competitive, more resilient, and better positioned to benefit from regional and international trade.
Vincentian women entrepreneurs are currently participating in a week-long workshop being held at the Beachcombers Hotel. Over 500 students on the mainland receive bursaries under the annual Taiwan Scholarship Program. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to Sister,
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited.
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Singer is your family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$296,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Tuesday, April 28th. It's $296,000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we hear that Minister of Education Philip Jackson has underscored the importance of international partnerships and student achievement during today's annual Taiwanese Human Resource Development Program Scholarship Awards ceremony. The event was held at the SVG Community College and included students from secondary schools and technical institutions across mainland St. Vincent. Minister Jackson described the initiative as a celebration of the enduring friendship between Taiwan and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as a recognition of the accomplishments and potential of Vincentian students. He noted that more than 500 students are expected to benefit from the bursary program and urged recipients to take full advantage of the opportunity by investing in their education and future development.
244 students in the primary school, each receiving $400. 190 at the secondary level, receiving $700 each. And at the tertiary or technical level, 90 students receiving $1,000 each. Now, you might take a tithe. You know what a tithe is, right? A 10%. Maybe you might take a 10% and splurge it on something you really like. But I want you to see whatever funds you receive as an investment. Use it to multiply so that the 400 becomes 8, the 7 becomes 14, the 1,000 becomes 2,000. So take a tithe and spend it on yourself and invest the rest in your education. And while you are at it, maybe it will be a wonderful tribute to find a friend who maybe have a little need and give to them too.
Minister Jackson also encouraged students to remain focused and disciplined, emphasizing that academic success requires consistent effort and a commitment to personal growth. Additionally, the minister highlighted the need for an education system grounded in empathy and collaboration, noting that such an approach is essential to building stronger communities and fostering national progress.
I've always said that the cornerstone of the education service that we are trying to build in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is built on empathy. Looking out for each other. We have been gifted different talents and different abilities, but we have to be able to work together as teams. Your achievement should also be the achievement of your classmate, your schoolmate, and your fellow villager.
The bursary program continues to play a significant role in supporting access to education while strengthening diplomatic ties between the two nations. The second and final ceremony for this year will be held on Thursday, April 30th for students in the Grenadines. And opposition leader Dr. Al Gonzalez is urging students to remain focused and determined as they prepared for the upcoming Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment examinations. Speaking during a discussion on Star Radio on Monday, Gonzalez encouraged young people to look beyond their circumstances. He emphasized that success is not defined by where they come from, but by where they are and where they are going. He also stressed the critical role parents play in their children's development, noting that they must do their part to ensure students are mentally prepared and in the best possible condition to learn and perform.
Let them pace themselves well. You know, the most important thing for them in the morning when they go in the exam is to have their mind cleared. Don't put pressure on them. Let them go to sleep early. Let them have a good night's rest. Let them get up in the morning on the exam day, have a good breakfast, you know, relaxed, so that their minds are in an optimal condition. They're doing their work. The teachers are working with them, doing past papers. They know what they have done basically for their school-based assessment. And they're in the final leg. But don't put too much pressure on them. Show them love and caring and help them. Help them. calm their anxieties.
Gonzales commends calm as students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines intensify their preparations for the important regional assessment. And the new Kingstown chorale celebrated its 70th anniversary yesterday with a special Thanksgiving service, highlighting both its long-standing legacy and its continued contribution to the nation's cultural landscape. The service held at the Kingstown Methodist Church featured a rich blend of musical performances, including renditions of traditional hymns alongside contemporary pieces, reflecting the group's versatility and evolution over the decades. Delivering remarks at the event, Minister of Culture Kashaka Cupid congratulated the chorale on what he described as a remarkable milestone. He commended the group for its dedication and enduring presence within the country's cultural scene. He also praised the commitment of past and present members, noting that their passion and discipline have been key to the chorale's longevity and continued excellence.
70 years is a remarkable achievement. 70 years of musical excellence, service, and most of all, spiritual upliftment to each and every one of us. It speaks to a legacy of faith, discipline, and cultural pride that has enriched our nation in ways that cannot be measured solely in time. Tonight, under the theme Songs of Thanksgiving, 70 years of blessings, we are reminded that music, especially sacred music, has always been one of the most powerful expressions of our identity as a people.
Minister Cupid added that the new Kingstown chorale has played an instrumental role in preserving and showcasing a rich musical tradition, contributing significantly to the cultural heritage of St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the years. The anniversary celebration served not only as a reflection on the choir's achievements, but also as a testament to its continued impact on the nation's artistic expression. And that brings us to the end of our local news from the region. When we return, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing, and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. For any issue in your life, Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
I may not like you.
You may not agree with me.
We may not believe the same things.
But that does not mean I have to hate
or discriminate.
Spread love, not hate.
A message from Equal Rights, Access and Opportunities, SVG Inc.
On Tuesday, April 28th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $65,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a little lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $65,000 this Tuesday, April 28th. You have to be in it to win it.
Welcome back. In our news from the region now, we hear that on Monday, bilateral talks between Barbados Prime Minister Mia Motley and Venezuela's acting President Delcy Rodriguez focus on deepening cooperation in energy and tourism connectivity. The Barbados leader described the discussion as fair and frank, setting a positive tone for strengthening relations between the two countries. Key topics covered include energy, food, maritime affairs, education, culture, and tourism. Prime Minister Motley said the two countries had already been engaged in discussions on cooperation in energy. She added that Venezuela and Barbados have been in extensive talks on bilateral cooperation in tourism, which she said augurs well for the future of the industry in both countries.
We have for some time been speaking about the possibility of deepening bilateral cooperation between Venezuela and Barbados. In our own instance, we have the Barbados National Energy Company, which, while small, is in a position to work with others to be able to better invest jointly in the fields that are being offered for us, to be able to see how best we can expand our capacity and become more resilient, and to ensure that we maintain affordable access to energy products. We are firmly of the view that there are possibilities for joint marketing and promotion, and we will be working towards that between both of our tourism entities as we go forward.
The Venezuelan leader, speaking through an interpreter, congratulated Prime Minister Motley on her re-election and invited Barbadians to come to Venezuela to produce food and help strengthen food security. And that's our news from the region. International news is coming up next. Stay with us.
Yes, the sun it hot like fire, but I still have to go try and get you when me have to do today. Me friend them on the economy, I link them and we gonna ride up. So go look around me, say I ride cool, say I play cool, say I stay cool, say I drink cool, say me friend them Billy's rhythm with I call them drink it in them with I cool for life, I cool for life.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. $296,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Tuesday, April 28th. It's $296,000. More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Since
2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Welcome back on the international scene. Now we hear that the United Nations Security Council has failed to take action on the escalating crisis in the Strait of Hormuz as global tensions over maritime security continue to rise. During an emergency session, member states call for the de-escalation and the reopening of the vital shipping route where thousands of cargo vessels and tens of thousands of seafarers remain stranded. The disruption is already driving up global fuel prices and raising concerns for vulnerable economies. We hear more in this report.
During the Security Council meeting, we heard many appeals for de-escalation and for reopening the Strait of Hormuz, where thousands of cargo ships remain stranded and 20,000 or so maritime workers remain stranded as well. We heard from many briefers, including the Secretary General Antonio Guterres himself, focused on the impact these shipping disruptions are having on the world's most vulnerable countries and people, with 20% of oil and natural gas coming through the strait. Bahrain called this meeting, backed by dozens of countries suffering from higher fuel prices as a result of the blockade, describing the closure of the strait as a violation of international law. They called for an end to attacks on ships and an end to blocking Iranian ports. The U.S. and Iranian ambassadors had this to say.
The United States is acting like pirates and terrorists, targeting commercial vessels through coercion and intimidation, terrorizing the crew, unlawfully seizing ships and taking crew members hostage. But no one from those who have expressed their concerns for international navigation dares to refer to or condemn this terrorist act at today's meeting.
The United Nations was built for times like this. We have been.
That's the news. Sport is just ahead with Trishka Campbell, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Present conditions, fair. Winds northeast at 11 kilometers per hour. Temperatures 27.0 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 74%. Barometric pressure is 13.3 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 0.2 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature is 30.5 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 25.0 degrees Celsius. Sunrise at 5:44 a.m., sunset at 6:19 p.m. The forecast, it is occasionally cloudy and breezy at times with a few isolated showers becoming fair. The synopsis, a weak-rich pattern will rebuild across the islands.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing, and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. For any issue in your life, Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. I'm Triska Campbell. We hear that Nikola Jokic scored a triple-double to keep Denver Nuggets' playoff hopes alive with a 125-113 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Nuggets trailed 3-1 as they welcomed Minnesota to the Ball Arena, Colorado, and defeat would have seen them eliminated. Game 6 of the best-of-7 series takes place on Thursday in Minneapolis. Elsewhere, Cade Cunningham scored a game-high 25 points as Detroit Pistons lost 94-88 against the Orlando Magic at Kia Center in Florida. Western Conference top seeds Oklahoma City Thunder booked their place in the second round courtesy of a 131-122 win against the Phoenix Suns. Oklahoma will face either Los Angeles Lakers or the Houston Rockets in the second round, with the Lakers leading that series 3-1. Here at home, Exceed Sports Club 4 and Valley Bakers North Leeward Stars had wins last evening in the Vitamalt Youth Development Division of the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines National Netball Championships at the Kingstown Netball Center in New Montrose. The first game saw Exceed Sports Club 4 beat Police Welfare Association Youth Club Rising Stars 17-9. In the second game, Valley Bakers North Leeward Stars defeated Bargain Auto Police Youth Club Rising Stars 26-19. The competition continued this evening with another two games on the cards at the Kingstown Netball Center. Anthony Joshua is finally set to fight Tyson Fury. Promoter Eddie Hearn confirmed on Monday that the long-awaited all-British heavyweight showdown is, in his words, signed, sealed, and delivered. Both two-time world heavyweight champions have agreed to face each other, ending a saga of negotiations and false starts that has dragged on for more than a decade. But before that blockbuster clash, Joshua must first return to the ring. The 36-year-old takes on Albanian knockout artist Christian Penga in Ryder on July 25th. His first fight since losing to Jake Paul last December. A date and a venue for Joshua versus Fury have not been confirmed, though Hearn suggested that the fight could land on Netflix in November. That's how we end sports this evening. I'm Triska Campbell. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
On Tuesday, April 28th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $65,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a little lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $65,000 this Tuesday, April 28th. You have to be in it to win it.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They claim General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Welcome back. Now for a second look at the headlines. IMF urges SVG government to reconsider VAT reduction and other key campaign promises. Barbados and Venezuela deepen bilateral ties in key sectors. UN Security Council deadlock as Strait of Hormuz crisis deepens. And in sports, Nikola Jokic triple-double draws Denver into contention in NBA. Now for a recap of the local weather forecast. The forecast, it is occasionally cloudy and breezy at times with a few isolated showers becoming fair. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Baptiste, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also, check out SVG-TV News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of the evening.